Welcome to Mad Props. We are back on Mad Props with another episode. Thank you, everybody that tuned in for my birthday episode last week. It was a lot of fun. I'm glad I got some, not cupcakes. I got some kind of cake. Mary brought it for me. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for being here for that one. But today we have Hannah back with us. She's back, and we're going to just talk about some random stuff today. Just talk about here and there and all around the square and everything like that. First, Hannah's going to tell you something about Audible. Then we're going to get into the credits, and then we're going to get right into this show.
You know what pairs perfectly with long commutes, boring chores, or pretending you're being productive at the gym? A good story. That's where Audible comes in. Whether you're into true crime, epic fantasy, self-help, or celebrity memoirs read by the celebrities themselves. Yes, even that one. Audible has it all. And here's the kicker. You can try it for free for 30 days. Just head to audibletrial.com/madpropspod to start your free trial. That's right, audibletrial.com/madpropspod. Because books are cool, but listening to them while pretending to be busy, even cooler. Again, that's audibletrial.com/madpropspod.
Let's be honest, folks. If your pets can talk, they definitely tell you your cleaning game needs some work. That's where Neakasa can come in. Whether it's your pet hair taking over your couch or that mysterious mess they decide to leave you right after you clean. Neakasa's grooming vacuums and smart home cleaning tools are built to handle the chaos, so you don't have to yourself. Seriously, it's like giving your home a personal assistant that doesn't eat all your snacks, although they do deserve the snacks. They deserve the snacks. Cheese tax is real. Check out Neakasa.com to upgrade your cleaning game and maybe even impress your pets for once. Too many tongue twisters in there. Your floors, your furniture, and your fur babies will thank you. That's Neakasa.com. Head there and use code MadPropsPod for a special discount from Mad Props to you and your pets. That again is Neakasa.com and use code MadPropsPod. This episode is also brought to you by Schnabel Studios. Whether you're looking for a music event, music concert, regular event, sporting event, whatever it may be, you're looking for video on all that, Schnabel Studios is the place for you. With high quality video and a reasonable price, Schnabel Studios will deliver everything to capture that event perfectly. We also host podcasts such as this one you're listening to right now, Mad Props. Go ahead and go to Schnabel.com to check out everything we do, or head to our social media at Schnabel Studios on Facebook, Instagram, or X to see more. You can also follow this podcast at MadPropsPod on Instagram, Facebook, X, and on TikTok. I forgot what the last one was there for a second. To see more of this podcast or see clips from this podcast, and also subscribe to us on YouTube, or if you're watching it on YouTube, go subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. Let's build that following up everywhere. Come on, we got this. By the way, we did just pass 16,000 subscribers.
Ooh.
16,000 of you guys have decided to tune in and actually watch this thing.
Love to hear it.
How does that feel when you came on this late, and now every time you talk, there's at least 16,000 people that hear it? Not always. It's usually between 1 and 5.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm a performer. I have been performing since I was like 3, so, I like to talk too.
Yeah.
So I don't really mind, and I can't see them. So
That's
I'm just
true.
talking to you.
Not yet. Don't go in the comments. Who knows what they're saying there?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, no, there's no bad comments. Don't worry.
Yeah,
I read
good.
all the comments. Every single one of them.
My feelings will get very hurt.
Yeah,
So.
I respond. I go differently. I won't be upset as in sad. I'll be upset and as like, I have to respond to you and tell you why you're wrong with your opinion.
I had to not delete, but like TikTok asked me, is this comment appropriate on one of our TikToks? Because someone decided that something was racist, and I was like,
of course.
I mean, I think
someone said something that they didn't agree with, so now they're racist.
Yeah. So,
That's a classic. That's a classic move right there. Move the mic a little closer to yourself. There, you're so far away from the microphone.
Can you
Here, I'll
hear
help
me
you
now?
there. There you go. Now point it towards you a little bit. There you
There we go.
That's great for the listeners. They're like, what are you talking about? I could hear her fine.
Hello.
Now you can hear her even better. So before the podcast started, we were talking a little bit about yesterday.
Yes.
I was driving home, and because I was out in Birmingham for my job, and I basically got stuck in that like tornado cell weather, whatever it was. It was nuts. So I was actually in the clear for most of it. And then I got like what would usually take about 8 to 10 minutes to get home on 75, I got stuck in had to have been the center of it. I described it as when you watch a movie and it rains and you're like, that doesn't look real. That's what it was like, movie rain, like absolute downpouring, which wasn't too bad. I was in a F-150 at the time. I was borrowing a truck, so not too bad to drive in. But then lightning struck a transformer, which took out all the power. Now, when I tell you torrential rain, starting to flood, and you actually can't see anything, it's like raining so hard where the lights aren't visible anymore.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Like when it's raining, you can't see because the light is being dragged down. That's what it was. So all you can kind of see is the hazards in front of you. You can't see the road, can't see the turns. If it was flooded, you're done. I did make it home, obviously, because I'm here.
Thank goodness.
But yeah, it was nuts. Seeing the transformer hit was crazy because the transformer hit and it sparked up the entire, wiring after that. Yeah. The whole sky went blue, like it was a sunny day with no clouds. Crazy. I was like, what the hell just happened? But yeah, it was kind of the drive home from hell, to be honest with you. Yeah. When the power went out, when the power was on and I could see, it was fine. I was like, all right, it's raining really hard, but I'm in a truck. It's not really swerving or anything. When the winds hit too, the winds were gusting yesterday.
Yeah, that was the worst part for me.
Yeah, but we got into that because you said you hate storms.
Yeah, thunder, lightning, rain doesn't really bother me. It's the wind that bothers me, and so I was in bed when the storm hit, so I was fine. But I sleep with 2 fans and rain noises turned all the way up on my phone. Yes. And I could still hear the wind. And I have a chicken in my backyard who lives there. And I was very worried about her. I don't like chickens, but I was very worried about her.
You like this chicken, though?
Yes. She has been with us. She replaced me when I went to college. She lived in my room, actually, in a little box. That's besides the point. But
to me, that's not that weird because my parents had ducks that lived in a little baby a crib in their room.
That's even better. It's better than chickens. No, this chicken, Kate, my little sister, she was, I guess, a sophomore in high school and hatched a chicken for school and brought it home. And then we got 2 more. And they lived in my room.
Wait, she hatched it for school?
Yeah.
So the school gave her an egg and said,
and they hatched this chicken at school. It was like a science project. She went to private school, clearly.
Yeah. Well, they definitely did that in my
I
school.
didn't do that in public school. No, I didn't get to do that. But they hatched it at school, and we were going to give it to my Uncle Pete, who has a farm in Wiley. But my mom saw it and thought it was so cute that we kept it and got 2 more. But there's just 1 left. She survived the storm, just in case.
And why were you worried about her during the storm?
Because almost exactly a year ago, we had another really bad storm. It was 6 a.m.
Go figure here.
Yeah, I know. And we had a tree in my backyard, huge tree, covered the whole yard in shade. It fell on the house and our chicken coop and crushed the top of the chicken coop. At this point, we had 2 chickens. They both survived, but then 2 days later, one of them died. We think it was stress or shock because a tree fell on our house.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So now you're worried about the chicken whenever there's a
cinnamon.
storm. Every other day you're worried because there seems to be a storm every other freaking
it.
day down here. It's
Well, it's
just
supposed
great.
to rain all next week.
Perfect.
So,
wow.
Good.
It's too bad that's not this week because I'm not even going to be here.
Yeah,
I'm going to be in St. Louis at the time. Hopefully it's not. St. Louis has had bad weather too. They've had 3 tornadoes in St. Louis.
Lord, that's worse than here.
Yeah.
All right. Wow.
Yeah, I'm also awful with tornadoes. I won't tell any tornado stories on the podcast because I've done it a million times now. Yeah. But I am not a fan of tornadoes. Yeah. And whenever there's a tornado warning, I am a chicken because I'm like, yep, go to your safe space.
Yeah.
Me and one of the dogs were shaking in our boots, and then Mary and the other dog, Brady, are just like, whatever.
Bob
Can I go back to sleep?
Bob doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm just gonna sleep, whatever. But high winds, high winds are awful for me too because I know that means it's a pretty severe storm. Storms don't bother me whatsoever.
Okay.
Even the winds of a storm don't bother me. But down here, when it starts to storm, that's the first thing in my mind is tornadoes are coming.
Yeah.
And that's all I care about. I hate tornadoes. So that's. But I get to drive in one a couple times now.
Yay!
Yay! Great times. But
yeah.
at least the cell didn't hit anything. It was definitely, it had to have been a storm cell that could have created a tornado. It was bad. It was crazy.
Yeah.
It was already flooding, which was nuts. But you also last week missed, I talked about the Back to the Future panel that I went to.
Yeah.
I'll make it quick for the listeners who've already heard this, but basically we got to meet Marty and Doc. We got to meet Michael J. Fox and Christopher Lloyd, which was amazing. And the panel itself was amazing. Now, one thing about it is Christopher Lloyd's in his mid-80s, on the other side of mid-80s, I should say, and Michael J. Fox is obviously sick. So they had the guy that was Biff also. So it was those two and the guy that plays Biff. And the guy, I think his name was Tom Wilson, really carried the conversation. Because the other two, like, they could talk, but, like, it's just not at the same level that he was able to do it. So, still amazing. We sat in the fourth row. Mary got us up to the fourth row. So, the day before, I bought what was called there's a gold ticket, silver ticket, and a general admission. General admission, you didn't have to pay anything for.
Okay.
The other two you had to pay for. One was like $150, one was $60. I paid for a silver ticket because I'm like, they never offer tickets at these things. Yeah. If you ever go to one of these things, these panels don't offer. You get your ticket, you just walk in. Everyone else, you walked in, there was rows of space for everyone else. Yeah. But I was like, they're offering like ticketing to this, which means it's going to be packed. Yeah. So I was like, all right, I'm going to buy a silver ticket. Like, I can't, I'm not going to spend $300 on 2 tickets. I just can't do that. But so I bought the silver ticket. And if I didn't buy that silver ticket, we would not have gotten in.
Really?
We're talking like 75 rows of chairs.
Okay.
People the chairs were full. There's a space of people. Then there were people on the other side of the curtain that didn't get in that wanted to listen to it, going all the way back. Yeah. We would have been there.
Oh, wow.
That's how crazy that was. Yes, that's how crazy it was. So then we get in with the silver ticket. So the gold ticket gets in 45 minutes early, silver ticket 35 minutes early, and then everybody else gets in after that. Okay. So we go in with our silver ticket, and we go all the way up to the fourth row. And the lady goes, "You have the gold ticket?" Gold ticket? Mary's like, yeah, gold ticket, yes. And we just go up in the fourth. We weren't supposed to be up in the fourth row. She just BS'd her way in there. So that's how we did that. It was amazing. Highly recommend it if they do a 50 year. If we make it to 50 years, I would love to do that again. That was really amazing and awesome. Very cool. And a great movie. And then we watched it again that night, obviously. It's
a good one.
Because it's a really good one. Now they just need to do a Jurassic Park one, and I'm all good.
Oh, I'm so excited for the new Jurassic Park movie.
So you're excited for the new Jurassic Park?
I am.
Did you like the other Jurassic Worlds that came out?
Yeah.
All of them?
I liked all of them. I'm very easily pleased.
Okay.
So they had dinosaurs and there was action, and I was like, yay. And this one is going to have Scarlett Johansson and Jonathan Bailey. So.
Well, Johansson was in. Was Johansson? No. That was what's her name? I can't remember her name. The redhead.
No clue what her name is, but I know who.
Ron Howard's daughter, or something like that.
I don't know.
How do I know more about this than you do? That's crazy. I don't even know her name though. I think it's Ron Howard's. You know who Ron Howard is? No. From Cheers or Arrested Development or basically any movie from the 80s. He was the producer of it. You would definitely recognize his face because he's a notable person from history, which means he's always talked about now. That's how it usually goes, right? But I believe his daughter was the lead with Chris Pratt. Yeah. Yeah. So Chris Pratt's not in it. It's 2 new characters. Yeah. What's the premise of the new one? I don't even know what the premise is.
I think it's like there's an island where it's all the Jurassic Park rejects. So like the really scary ones, and they have to go there for some reason.
No, they're all scary. Oh, that was the point.
But they're more scary, I guess.
People have died in every movie. How can every dinosaur not scary?
But I think it's going to be a good movie to see in theaters. That and the new F1 movie with Brad Pitt. It's just loud and like all the cars. I'm excited.
You want to hear a fun story about the F1 movie?
I do.
My previous job we worked with Peak Auto, which is it's a car brand. Yeah. And when I was there, we had to do a bunch of stuff because they have a sponsorship in the F1 movie. So we knew a ton about it last year that like going into it, we had like, I didn't stay long enough. Bad breakup with that company. But they started to like prepare content for it, and there was like some super major meetings because they're a heavy sponsor. So when you go watch it, look for Peak Auto and tell me where it is. I'll probably see that movie too. It looks pretty interesting. I didn't get into the F1. Did you get into the F1 craze when the document what was that called?
Oh my gosh, it's like a docuseries or. I think it was just like a TV show.
No, it is. It's a TV show, but it is a docuseries. It's like a reality TV show.
Yeah. I watched a little bit of it because my roommate my senior year of college loved F1, and Carlos, what's his face? I don't know.
Good old Carlos, what's his face?
I don't know. She loves him.
He drives cars.
Yeah, he drives fast cars. But I watched a little bit of it, and it was fine. I mean, I like sports, but I don't really. I like the ones where you can actually see the people, like basketball. And
Yeah, and football.
Cars and football, but basketball the best because they don't wear any nothing's covering their face.
Do you like baseball?
No,
They don't cover their face either.
But baseball's so slow.
It is slow.
Yeah.
It's my favorite sport, but only because I played it, and I love it to a different extent.
Yeah.
I could see a casual fan not liking baseball.
Well, I didn't play. I played t-ball when I was 4.
Yeah.
But actually, I have. This is so random, but my dad has been listening to the podcast episodes that we've done, and
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I know. But the other day he goes, Hannah, you told them that basketball is my favorite sport. That's not true. Football is my favorite sport. I like the Cowboys. And I was like, well, you watch basketball more. But he told me not. He was like, you don't need to tell them that.
Yeah, you just did it twice.
I know.
I just did it again. You doubled.
So,
He
I
said,
know.
"Don't do that," and you're like, "Not only am I going to do it, I'm going to double down on it. I'm going to double down on that."
No, he doesn't care that everyone knows, but I do. I made a mistake. His favorite sport is football, but mine is still basketball. But I thought it was funny because he's been sending the podcast episodes in his group chat with his friends, and one of them said very personable. So thank you.
Yeah, that's why you're here.
That's why I'm here.
If you weren't
No,
personal, I wouldn't even ask you to be on.
I know, but it's so funny because I just think it's so cute that he's sending it to his friends. Like, hey, check this out. My daughter did this.
You know what the best part about doing something like this and,
Mm-hmm.
and having it grow is hearing from people that you haven't heard from, or somebody brings up a part of your episode and you're like, I didn't even know you would listen to it.
It's so
pretty
flattering.
Yeah, it's just interesting that how many people are listening in the woodworks.
Yeah.
We appreciate all of you, by the way.
Yes.
You don't have to come out of the woodworks. It's all good.
I got together with some college friends a couple weeks ago, and one of them I hadn't seen since graduation, and he had watched an episode of the podcast. I didn't know that, and another one of my friends was like, "Oh, what's it about?" And he answered. He was like, "Oh, it's sports and interviews and stuff." And I was like, "How'd you know that?" So it's very sweet.
Yeah, it's really nice to know that people are listening, especially when you're just sitting here talking into a
Yeah.
mic, and it's like, at least more than just me and you know what's going on around here.
Yeah, people want to listen to us talk about random stuff. Okay.
Yeah, that's great.
Love it.
And it is all random usually. Hopefully we'll get some guests coming back on and stuff like that. Something you really want to talk about were the Tonys that came on. I did not see a second of the Tonys.
Okay.
I do like musicals, but
I watched the Tonys I don't usually watch them because I'm kind of late to the game when it comes to musicals. I never know which ones are winning Tonys. I just kind of start watching and listening after. So fake fan. But
no, I think that's actually more common than
yeah, probably.
you have to be a real junkie to know what's going to be a Tony.
Well,
winner.
it's harder too, especially with plays, because it's not like you can go stream this movie. Like for the Oscars, you can watch all the movies ahead of time, but musicals and plays aren't as accessible.
Yeah.
Anywho, I was watching because the original cast of Hamilton performed 10 years later after it first showed, and it was fantastic. It was about halfway through, so I only watched until that point, and tears. I was just sobbing. It was incredible, and I love Hamilton. It's my all-time favorite musical. I've only seen it twice. Very lucky that I've seen it
So
twice.
we need to get Julius Thomas back on, as what you're saying,
Yeah.
who played Hamilton when it went on tour around the country and stuff like that.
It was just, I was watching it in the car waiting for you to get here. Oh my gosh, I can't even talk. It was so good. But yeah, I didn't really know I didn't know much of the other performances. I didn't know, there were a couple nominations where I was like, okay, I've heard of that one. Or Romeo and Juliet was nominated for best. It was not a remake, but revival.
Well, most of these are when they come in. As far now, I'm no expert on this, so please don't.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure most
a lot
musicals that come back are ones that are redone and repurposed.
Well, there was a category for best revival.
Okay.
I think the one I watched was just plays though, but Romeo and Juliet was nominated for one, and it has Kit Connor in it and Rachel Ziegler.
Okay, yeah.
I'm mixed up. but I didn't recognize a whole lot of it. But I just can't get over how good the Hamilton performance was. They did a bunch of different songs all together, and it was perfect.
By the way, I think I told you already, but the Book of Mormon is tickets are available.
Yeah.
They're selling out fast too.
Well, my boyfriend the other day, unprompted, was like, "We should see the Book of Mormon. I want to see it because the guys who wrote South Park made it."
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Okay.
Go look at tickets.
Yeah.
We're going on the Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Let me know you get your tickets. We'll all carpool together.
Double
I
day!
already got the valet, so you
Yeah.
may as well drive
Yeah.
with us. We're gonna go right up to the thing.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen it. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
really, really
speaking of
good.
Jackson, he's calling me. I'll have to talk to him later.
Put him on the podcast.
he would just start talking.
I'm sure.
He's more talkative than I am, which says something. But I'm going to see Lion King in July for the third time. It's fantastic. I don't listen to the soundtrack like outside of seeing the musical, like I do with some others, but it's the coolest experience. The first time I saw it was in Fair Park here in Dallas, and like the actors dressed as animals like come in through the doors behind you, and so you just look and they're right there.
Oh, they go down the aisle.
Yeah,
that's
they're
cool.
aisle. Yeah, and it's so good. And I got to see it here in Fair Park and then in Austin. Just so good.
That's when I've wanted to see it. I actually was going to see it when I was in Hartford.
Okay.
But we were not able to go see it, unfortunately. But that is when I wanted to see. There's a couple that I wanted to see. There's a couple that another person, friend of the show, Charlie Rosen's done some music for some of them. He's a multi-Tony winner.
Yeah.
And I think Some Like It Hot is one of them he did.
Okay.
And then, oh, God, I should know this. I should know it. I don't. Sorry, Charlie. But I want to see some of his shows as well. And because one, he's a friend of the show. Two, his music's amazing. Yeah. So like if he's doing it, I know the music's amazing kind of thing. But I know he did. Wasn't Something Like a Hot. Was the other one that he did was like he redid it. Like he did all the music for it, but it was already one that existed. I can't remember what the hell the name of it was. Doesn't matter. We love you. But I want to see some of his because again, he was on the show, so it's like it's cool to see something that you work with that person. So. I'm a very supportive person. I like to support. I shared your stuff recently. You've been sharing on your socials.
Oh, yeah.
And I share that stuff.
I know. My mom saw it before I did, and she was like, Chris reposted your pictures. That's so sweet. And I'm like, yeah, it is.
I always do that.
Yeah.
I support everybody. I make sure everybody gets their support and everything like that.
Yeah. Well, he has post notifications on for just about everyone we've ever had on the podcast.
Yes.
And I'm on the Instagram, and so every notification I get is like, so-and-so posted a whatever.
And one of them was you, I think.
Is.
Right? One of them was probably you. The reason I do that, and I've been slacking on it, is I usually will repost it, but also we usually comment on it.
Yeah.
I've slacked hard because like I've been working. It's been hard to do it, but that's what I try to do is like repost it, and I also try to like talk on their page, like just throwing them a comment or two here and there. But yes, I reshared yours on MadProps and on mine because I saw that you posted. I do not have notifications on mine, so I just see that and repost it. So it's probably 4 days later or something like that. I'm so bad on my social media getting back to people. Like, actually bad with text too. I'm just bad at getting back to people. As you're probably starting to notice, I'm awful at getting back to people. That's why people need to call me. I would so much rather. In that way, I am definitely in my 30s. Like, just call me. Just give me a call. No. I'll answer, get it figured out, boom, on to the next one.
I don't answer the phone.
No, you're a part of the youths. You don't answer the phone.
The
do you have your phone on Do Not Disturb all the time?
No, actually.
That is a young person thing I do not understand.
Well, one of my good friends, Gina, she has her phone on Do Not Disturb literally every second of every day, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
No, I don't ever have. Mine is on Do Not Disturb starting at 10 p.m. and ends at 8 a.m.
Yeah, I understand
so,
that.
like,
Mine goes, the sleep mode. Mine does that too.
But my phone's always on vibrate and, like, most of the time face down. But, no, I don't.
Yeah,
crazy.
People that are younger have that Do Not Disturb thing going on, and I don't understand anything why people do it like that. Like, I try to contact people, and they never answer. And then it's not even the call that doesn't go through. Texts don't go through. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like it. It's a young person thing, though.
Yeah.
I learned that when I was coaching in, like, high school and middle school. Every single person on the team had their phone on Do Not Disturb.
It's a young person thing for sure.
What is the point of having your phone?
I don't know. But I'm really bad at answering texts unless it's like something super, like if I'm texting my mom, I'll answer right away. But if there's an answer I have to think about even a little bit, I just put it off. It stresses me out. So I don't know.
Well, I must not stress you out because you get back to me pretty fast, so that's good.
Well,
faster than me. You'll literally text me like a week later. I'll be like, yeah, let's do that. I'm just terrible at it. Yeah. My problem is I'm a busy person, so like I'll see the text. I'll be like, I can't answer that right this second. I'll answer it tonight, and tonight goes by, I didn't answer it. The next day goes by, I didn't answer it. I am not kidding you. I have over 200 missed text messages on my phone at this moment.
That drives me crazy.
Yeah, and then on Instagram, I have over 100 missed messages.
Oh no, I have to on Instagram. I have to go and like get rid of them. It stresses me out so bad.
Just at this point,
yeah,
I can't. I hated the little red bubble, but now at this point, it's like there's nothing I could do about it. Like it's just there. Yeah, and it's gonna have to stay there because I can't go back and do anything about it. It's
Jackson has tens of thousands of emails. And I'm like,
you don't even want to see my email account.
Well, he has like a job, like a real job that's important, and he doesn't answer his emails. That doesn't make any sense. I answer my emails. I work in retail. Come on.
I don't answer a lot of my. I do. Wait, that's not true. I do answer my emails if it's worth the answer. Okay. Like if it's something according to the show, if it's something according to work, things like that.
You don't even go through and open them just to so there's. Oh, God.
There's too many of them.
Well, that's because
well, this is the thing. I have the work stuff. I have the podcast stuff. Mm-hmm. I constantly, there's 3 types of emails I get, maybe 2. Let's go through them. There's 3 types of emails. We'll say 3, and if I have to take one off, whatever. The first one is people reaching out to us for sponsorships or other business opportunities. Mm-hmm. This is a great AI system that'll make your workflow easier. I get them all the time, and these aren't automated. These are real people that are trying to reach out to me. So then I get one, and then 2 days later I get another one, and 3 days later I get another one. And even if I write back, I'm not interested, they're going to keep doing it. Yeah. That's the first one I get. Second one I get, and I do try to answer these, but I get a ton of them, are people that want to connect and like have a conversation. Now I am all about connecting with people. That's how you're in the spot you're in right now, right?
Yeah.
But it gets when I can't. It's the same thing as text. Like, okay, that's an email I need to answer, but I have to get back to it.
Yeah.
It's tough because then I get 10,000 other emails, and that's the end of that. Mm-hmm. I do try to get back to it. What I tell people, if you're trying to reach out to me and that's something you're trying to do, multiple emails. I think I told him. No, it's not spam them, but like even if you're going for a job and you're trying to reach out to somebody, sometimes that first email doesn't reach you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to go and follow up. Don't think you're bothering somebody because sometimes, like for me, a second text is probably a good idea. A second email is probably a good idea. And if that's me, imagine like a high level somebody in an organization. Mm-hmm. So never be afraid to double text or double email because sometimes it's necessary.
Yeah.
So that's the second one I get. And the third one I get are ridiculous sponsor requests. Like ridiculous sponsor requests. Someone reached out to us recently. I've gotten, I think it's been 10 emails now from them that want to sponsor this podcast.
Okay.
That sell motorcycle parts. I responded, this probably does not fit our format. Mm-hmm. And they keep reaching out saying, we think it's a good fit. In what possible world is this podcast a good fit for motorcycle parts?
I know nothing about I can hardly drive a car, so...
Never owned a motorcycle. Have no intention on it. Should I be calling a sponsor out? No. But you know what? You're not sponsoring the show. It's not going to happen. Stop emailing me.
Thank you for offering, but no.
No, I don't even want to thank you for offering. You've sent me like 15 emails. I told you no. It's done. Stop emailing me. I wish I could call him out by name, but I don't even remember what the name of the thing was. Man, stop emailing me. It's not going to happen.
Okay.
Move on.
Emails.
Move on to the next one. That's one where you don't continue because I did answer that one. I said, this will not fit. Like, I think it will. It's like, you don't run this thing. I run this thing. I know it will fit.
It's not your choice, actually.
Yeah, it's not your choice. We're going to sponsor you. Take our money. And they're probably not going to pay us. They're not going to pay us nothing anyway. For every motorcycle part you get 10 cents. It's like, oh, yeah, we're going to sell a lot of motorcycles on Mad Props. Yeah, that's going to happen. Get out of here. Wow. So that happens as well. And that's where I miss. If I showed you like the missed email count and the missed text count, you'd probably just like throw my phone and pass out. It's bad. You'd get angry. If you don't like a little red dot, you get angry. I do have over 200.
Let me see. I have 6 text messages that I just haven't gotten to. I have 13 emails, which is actually kind of crazy for me. But I'm waiting for a package, and so a lot of them are just like updates.
You can see both of mine right here. And you can read them out loud, so if you'd like. Text is at the bottom, emails at the top.
Okay. We have 295 texts. On Gmail, 1,170. Instagram, 14. Facebook, 40. X, 20.
But those ones are a little different because if those are on like my the team accounts that I'm running, they're going to be
still
because you can't answer everything on a team account. Like that's just not. So, but if it's like logged into one of the team accounts right now and there's 14 new messages we just got, it's going to say, or if we posted something and there's 14 notifications, it's going to say that. That you just can't do anything about.
Yeah.
Get used to it if you're going to do anything creative, because if you have an account on your phone, that's just what's going to happen. Yeah. Unfortunate. Just stay on your own account. It won't pop up. I'm probably on a team account right there. I could be on my own because I do miss a lot of messages. So who knows? I'm just talking in circles at that point.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, so I missed a lot of text messages.
And that's not even I don't think that's an age thing, because I know many of my friends who do the exact same thing, and it just drives me nuts.
It's not on purpose.
Yeah.
It's never on purpose. It's literally like I'm not trying to miss anything. I have to get back to it, and then I don't, and then it is what it is. It's over. It's over at that point. Yeah. Sometimes I do get back to people, and it'll be like, no joke, 2.5 months later.
Yeah.
I'll be like, my bad. Just hopefully this makes up for it, because my bad.
Yeah.
So it does happen though.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And that all came from, how does it feel? You said you're a big fan of Hamilton.
Yes.
And Julius Thomas played Hamilton for a little bit. You know, he listens to the show. So Hamilton has listened to you. I'm not going to do it because he's on Eastern time, but I could call him right now and he would answer, and you could talk to him right now. Not going to, though. If
I could sing at all, even a little bit, I'd be pursuing musical theater. I cannot sing. I am an awful singer. So
you could train yourself to sing, though. Didn't Tom Cruise do that for Rock of Ages?
Who knows? Tom Cruise.
I do. I think that's what he did.
Anything. But I am just awful, like terrible singer. But I can dance and act a little bit. But I can't sing. So bye-bye musical theater. I did 2 musicals in high school. I lip-synced, I think, for both of them.
You lip-synced Did you lip-sync to the original track, or did someone also in the cast sing your
No, it was
part?
I was an ensemble. I didn't know.
You just mouthed along while everybody else sang, is what you're saying.
Yes. I was the dance captain for the second one, though. So.
Ooh, look at you.
I wasn't very good at it.
I was also in a play once.
Were you really?
My 5th grade rendition
of
my gosh. Oliver Twist.
Okay.
I played the headmaster and cop number 2.
Ooh.
I know.
Wow.
Pretty crazy.
Cop number 2.
I actually don't know if I was in anything else ever in my life.
I love being on stage. I
was in a Dunkin' Donuts commercial once.
Yes, you told me that.
Yeah, that's it. Wow. That's all I got.
You're more famous than I am.
I'm on TV sometimes when I work. I don't think that's on purpose, though.
Yeah.
And I have a podcast.
Yeah.
You're on it right now. That's it.
I am on it. That's how I know you have a podcast.
Yeah.
No, I did. I started dance. Well, I did it when I was like little bitty. Every little girl does. But then I started back up again when I was 8. And I started theater in 2nd grade and did some acting stuff in college. None of it ever.
I know. We're still waiting for those tapes.
I know. I don't think they'll ever come out.
Yeah, I see that. It was months ago. And still hasn't come out.
Months ago. Year.
Yeah, no. When I called out for the tapes. It was like months ago.
Yeah,
2 months ago or
months.
something like
that was the last time I was in person on a podcast.
Was it really?
Mm-hmm.
How many have you missed now?
A lot.
Consecutively, I mean. It's only been like 2, right?
Well, consecutively, only
not even one.
Because I did the 100th episode.
That's right.
But I wasn't in person.
No, we were not in person.
And I think there were 2 in between. So I haven't been in person.
You weren't in person for the 100th episode because I texted you an hour before
we
started.
Yeah.
So
I don't know what
we obviously really were excited for 100 episodes.
Yeah.
I texted you an hour before, like, hey, we need to do the 100th episode. How do we?
But I was there.
You were there
in my room.
And Ray was there.
Yeah.
You got to meet Ray.
Yeah, that was fun.
Good times.
I like her. She's sweet.
Maybe she'll come back on one day.
Yeah. Maybe in person.
Yeah. Catch a flight. Let us know when you're here.
Or we can go visit.
It's one of the places I want to go. I want to
Yeah.
go visit Austria just to go visit her because that'd be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And she was saying she's so close to so many different countries.
Yeah. My boyfriend's sister is moving. I can't even remember if I've talked about this, but she is moving to Paris in the fall to study French law.
Because you're going to go out there.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I am so excited. I've never left the country, so I'm really excited for that.
I can't believe you never. So you're talking about the country as the United States or North America. So you've never been to Canada, never been to Mexico.
Nope.
Interesting.
I haven't even really traveled in America that much. I've been to.
We talked about this. You're right.
Yeah. I don't know if we talked about it to you guys or just each
No,
other,
we've talked about it on the
okay.
podcast.
Well, then never mind. You guys.
You can
know
say it
already.
again if you want, but I remember you saying that exact. I've never traveled out in the country.
Yeah.
And we talked about places you'd want to go.
Yes. Yeah. Well.
I want to go to Paris too. I've never been across the pond, as they say.
Okay.
So that's something I really want to do with eventually. But did you ever play any instruments?
I played the clarinet for a year.
Okay.
In 6th grade.
A reed instrument. Yes.
I was not very good. But it was fun. And then I quit because I didn't want to be in band. So.
I got you. That's kind of what happened to me too. I played a lot of instruments.
Okay.
I played the trumpet when I was in school. I also play the drums.
Okay.
I can play the ukulele. I can play the bass guitar as well. Where's some other ones I've played before? I can play the recorder. Do they still have recorders?
Yes. I can play the recorder.
There's a couple of other ones I've tooled around with. I've always tried to do guitar, and I just can't seem to get it. I can do ukulele, I could do bass guitar, but I just can't seem to get an actual guitar. I don't know why.
Can you read music?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can read music.
I learned how to read music, and then I don't remember how. So
I'd probably need a refresher course as well because it's been a while. But like I said, I played the trumpet, so I remember doing it in that.
Yeah.
Drums, I never could read it. I'd have to hear it.
Okay.
Same with, but ukulele, I would read the music and play along and stuff like that, and still have a ukulele somewhere unless it's crushed under stuff. then I no longer have one, but it's like a cheap one.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to get a better one. I need to get my drum set too. I don't know if I should have I have an electronic one. I don't know if I should have it shipped down or if I should just start new, because the reason I play drums is my dad plays guitar. So I would play drums, he'd play guitar, we'd play together.
Yeah.
And then I had a friend that would pick up the bass, and it wasn't a band, but we'd play whatever, cover songs and stuff like that just in the basement. For my dad's birthday one year, I converted our basement into a makeshift recording studio.
Ooh.
It was all his own equipment he already owned, and a couple things I went out and bought. But like repainted the walls, put up a bunch of like memorabilia of his and stuff like that, and then had the drum set in one corner, his guitars in another corner, bass guitar in another corner, and everything was wired up like underneath a carpet that went back into the thing, so you could control everything right from the panel.
Cool.
And if he wanted to, he could just plug into my mom's computer. He doesn't own one. He could plug into the computer though and record the songs. So then when I moved, because I was going to Spokane for school, this actually may have been when I was going to Boston, whatever, I was moving away. And that way, like, that's why I have an electric drum set, so I can record into a computer, and then his has a recording computer, and then we can play together, whether it's virtually or if he records something and we put it together, and then he can listen to it and stuff like that. Yeah. Or I could do my drums and send them to him, and then he could play along with the drum
that's
recording.
So cool.
So that was why we did. I made it because I wanted to do something for his, I think it was his birthday or something like that, but that's what it ended up being. Now, if it's still together, I have no idea, but it was together at one point. Yeah. So I played a lot of instruments. I enjoyed doing a lot of instruments. I never you always have that feeling like I would love to be in a band, but I've never actually wanted to be in a band. Okay. Like you want to do music. Yeah. Or musicals.
Yeah.
Musicals. I'm telling you, you can learn how to sing.
I'm really, really bad. Like,
but you can learn how to, I'm telling you, you can learn how to sing.
Probably.
I'm telling Julius, teach you how to sing.
Good luck.
I'm going to say, Julius.
Good luck.
Teach her to have the voice like you.
The 2 musicals I did in high school, we had to audition, and they gave us certain songs, and we did Cinderella the first time I did the musical, and I was terrified because I had done plays and I loved doing those, but I hate singing in front of people, and I had to sing one of Cinderella's songs, which is like for soprano, and oh gosh, my audition, It was so bad. And I had to do it in front of people. And luckily, like, I went towards the end, so there weren't that many people in the room. But I still, like, when you think embarrassing memories and just, like, start replaying them in your head, that's number one, is, like, auditioning for Cinderella. I just, oh, gosh.
Do you get stage fright?
No.
So if I told you to sing right now, you could do it?
Well, I don't get stage fright, like, on a stage.
Yeah.
But for singing, absolutely. For singing, I'm just embarrassed because I'm a really bad singer. But
Well, that's what I meant. Like, do you get stage fright to where it affects the singing as well? Or is it just singing so bad?
I'm just really bad.
Gotcha.
But stage fright, not really. Like, right before I go on a little, like, I get super nauseous, and then as soon as I start, I'm fine.
I think
because you're not, like,
I think that's normal for everybody.
I think so. Yeah.
I used to talk with athletes and myself, even when I played, like, I could have played 1,000 games and, like, still every time I go up to the plate, I get butterflies.
Yeah.
And I think you can ask any baseball player, they probably feel the same way. Even though they're confident going in, it's like, it's just, especially baseball, it's you against the pitcher.
Yeah.
Like, it's 1-on-1 basically until you hit the ball, then it's 9-on-1. But,
Well,
yeah.
I think for, like, I was a dancer and I did theater. I think for those, I'd much rather do that than go and, like, talk in front of people. Because when you're on stage, it's not you. You're playing someone else. So you're not getting embarrassed. It's that person. But I don't want to, like, talk in front of people. Class presentations, hated them. I would stutter my way through them. So
Is that because you were worried to talk in front of people, or more because you were worried to be yourself in front of people?
Deep thoughts. I don't know.
I feel like, so I definitely have that, like, type of personality where I could talk to anybody. But when I was younger, I was definitely way shyer of a person. I did not like doing presentations. I didn't like getting up in front of people.
Yeah.
I didn't like doing any of that stuff. And then I hit a point early on, which everybody hits a point in their life where they just don't care anymore. I hit it super early in my life, like probably like 19 years old. I just didn't care anymore.
Okay.
And now I don't care if I sound like an idiot to people. I don't care if I sound like an idiot on the podcast. I don't care about any of that stuff. And I think reaching that point early was very good for me because I needed to break out of my shell like that. I feel like you have the same thing. Like, you don't mind, you could talk, like, you might get embarrassed, but it's not going to, like, take you down. Like, some people getting embarrassed takes them down. Like, that's why they get stage fright. They get embarrassed and they're like, oh my God, what do I do next? I don't really, like, it takes a lot to actually embarrass me. Like, I might say, like, that's embarrassing or something, but I'm not actually feeling embarrassment.
Yeah.
I don't know what it would take, but it would take something crazy to really, like, actually, like, make me turn red of embarrassment.
See, I turn bright red all the time. I'm very easily embarrassed, but I've gotten to the point where it's like, I may be embarrassed. No one else cares. They're not going to remember it. Or if they do, they'll think, oh, that was stupid, and then move on.
See, that's the difference with why I don't think I get embarrassed. I don't really care if it's, like, funny to them or if they're going to... I truly don't really care. It's like, whatever, like... You think it's embarrassing? That opinion doesn't really matter. Yeah. There are certain people in my life where their opinions truly, truly matter. And most of the time, the people that would think something's embarrassing, I don't care about their opinions. Yeah. Like, the people that, like, I would care about probably wouldn't find it embarrassing anyway because you're like, oh, yeah, that's just what you do. Yeah. Like, it's not embarrassing because that's just what you do. When I go up and randomly talk to somebody or go at somebody, whatever it is, some people will be like, dude, this is so embarrassing. Other people that know me will be like, nope, that's about right. Yeah. That's about right.
Well, good for you.
Thank you. When the parking attendant tells us to drive on, when a spot's opening up right in front of us because there's cars behind us, and I pull down the window and say, like, I'm not moving. Like, I'm the first in line. I can see already getting red by the thought of it. No, it's like, whatever.
I'm
like,
also
this
a people
parking
pleaser,
attendant.
Though,
so that's got to be a Southern thing. That's got to be a Southern
Could
thing.
be.
Mary said it's a Southern thing. People, like, this was a situation that happened last week. Kind of talked about it on the pod. So we were going to one of the malls. I don't remember which one, so forgive me. We were going to the mall. We were in the parking garage, and we were the first car of 3. Okay. And as we're pulling in, so, like, let's say the car is in the lot. We're, like, maybe at the tail of the car, and they start pulling out. And I'm like, stop. We're going to go right there. And the person can't fully back out because we're right there. Yeah. And the parking attendant says, you need to move on because this person can't pull out. I'm like, no, we're the first in line. Tell them to back up. And they're like, no, you need to move on. I was like, we're not moving.
Oh, God.
So you need to move back. Like, at this point, there's one car because the other car just left.
Yeah.
So there's one car behind us. Like, just tell them to hit reverse. And we're not moving. And Mary actually also started to be like in the same boat.
Yeah.
Started, I should say. All right, started. She did not finish that way.
Okay.
But we're sitting there. The lady gets out of her car and is like, I can't back out. First of all, she could back out. She just doesn't know how to drive, clearly.
Oh, okay.
All she had to do is go straight back and then turn her wheel and leave.
Uh-huh.
But she was trying to turn out and then go up and leave. Like, she was trying to like almost K-turn out.
Yeah.
All she had to do is back straight up.
Right.
And she would have been fine. Anyway, besides the point. She has no blame in this. She's fine. She's just trying to leave. Person that has blame is the parking attendant. Parking attendant brings a second parking attendant out to try to go to us. And they're like, you need to leave. And I'm like, we don't need to leave. They need to back up because we're going right there. We're the first car in line. This is the first spot. Then Mary gives in and we leave. We end up going 4 stories up. We were the first spot. Now we have to go 4 stories up. You can't fold on that kind of stuff.
Oh, I fold right away. I don't want to inconvenience anyone.
I'm going to teach you to not fold there. You're not going to fold. You gotta stand your ground on that one.
You know, but most of the time it doesn't matter. If I have to park a little further.
But that one doesn't matter. But then the times it does,
Yeah.
you're conditioned to just give in to whatever it
Well.
is, and you got to stand your ground.
Maybe I'll get there
Maybe for me, I don't. I just do it anyway. I think that's a little bit of the Northeastern though,
Yeah.
where we're a little more aggressive and we're a little more like, no, you're wrong on this one.
Yeah.
But
No.
Mary took off. It was the end of that. It happens. It happens more down here than anywhere I've lived because I think people are so passive
Yeah.
that it does get you in. Like, it gets me into stuff like that. I've had that happen. I think the worst one that's ever happened to me was in a parking lot at a grocery store.
Okay.
And someone, like, they had their cart and they just pushed it and it went right into the side of my car.
Ugh.
And they started to leave. I saw it happening as I was leaving.
Yeah.
That's not what it was. It wasn't pushed into my car. They parked it behind my car and then left. Like, they took all their stuff out and they just left it
That's
behind
so
my car.
tacky.
And I see them leaving. And I literally walk in front of their car and I say, "Is that your cart?" And the lady starts like red, like freaking out in embarrassment. I was like, "Is that your cart?" And she won't. She's rolling up her windows. And I'm like, I literally go over, I knock on the door, I'm like, "Is that your cart?" And she like immediately zips off. And I'm like, I'm like yelling the whole time. She has her kids in the back. I'm like, "You set a great example." I'm like yelling.
Oh, my
That's
goodness.
that's a little too much. But like, move your car.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Well,
Move
no,
your
that's
car.
tacky behavior.
If that happened to you though, would you even do anything, or would you just kind of like under your breath going, "What are you doing?" Like, and then push it away?
I'd glare
You'd
real
glare?
hard. I'd glare real hard. No, but so I'm exactly like my mom, but she has like started to. She talks about how, at the point she's at in life, she's like, I don't care what people think about me. And she
That's
went,
the point you gotta get to.
Right. I know. But she is, 30 years on me, so give myself a little bit of grace. But
You got some time.
I have some time. She went, where did she go? To the post office. And she found a parking spot, not super close, didn't matter. She was walking in and this lady, she was walking out. So she was going back to her car and this lady pulled into the handicap spot. And my mom looks at her and like does like full body. Okay. And the lady goes, I know it's terrible. I shouldn't park here, but I'm just running in. My mom's like, I'm about to leave. You can park in my spot. And she's like, I know, I'm so sorry. It's terrible. And my mom goes, yeah, it is. And walks away or like something like that. And she just slay. Good for her.
Is your
Not
mom
gonna be-
from the South?
Yeah.
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 That's.
My whole family.
I think that's a South. Like, it's a little more passive aggressive.
Yeah.
It's like the
Yeah.
backhanded compliment type.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, backhanded compliment. If I was in the same situation and she's like, I know it's terrible. Like, yeah, it is. Get in your car and move. Yeah, it is terrible. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Like,
No,
that is
I
not your
just-
spot.
I
I don't care if you're just running in. So is literally all those
Yeah.
people back there.
Yeah.
Everyone here. It's a post office.
Yeah.
I don't stay here for 5 hours. You run in, you get your mail, and you leave.
Yeah.
That's what the post office is.
Yeah.
Or the quicker version where I drop the thing off and I leave.
Uh-huh.
Everyone's running in.
Mhm.
So
But don't
find
park
somewhere
in a
else.
handicap spot. Rude.
See, that's the difference
Yeah.
between A
Yeah.
and B.
No, but I don't know. I guess that is a Southern thing, but it's all I've ever known. But it was funny because my freshman and sophomore year roommate in college, Holly, she's from Maryland. And I'm trying to think of like an example. Well, like she doesn't say bless you when I sneeze. And that at first I was like, okay, rude. But she just
This is the thing?
It just doesn't. And I
Is that a Maryland thing? Like
I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm
Or
like
is that
trying to
just
think,
like she
or
grew up
that's
being
just a her
rude?
thing. No, she's not rude. She's lovely.
Except for when you sneeze.
Except when
Then
you
she's
sneeze.
rude.
She's like, no, but
At least she doesn't go like gross.
Yeah,
Even worse. But it's
also-
basically doing that, and
This
she just
has-
looks at you.
This has nothing to do with me being Southern and her not. But I talk to myself and like I'll just kind of talk. And usually like at home someone will answer me. But living with her, she didn't answer me. So I would just be talking to myself, just la-di-da, and just silence. And I'd be like, I feel like I'm going crazy. And I don't know. She was such a fun person to live with.
If you are by yourself, do you talk to yourself out loud?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think people that don't admit that are crazier than people that talk to themselves.
I talk to myself when people are around.
Yeah.
I work in retail, and I'll be talking to myself, checking someone out, and I'm like, I hope they don't think I'm actually insane.
So that was going to be my next question. If you're walking somewhere and you're talking to yourself and someone catches you, would you pretend you're on the phone?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Most of the time, I'm not talking to myself, like full volume talking to myself. I'm just like, okay, gotta do this, gotta do that.
Oh, it's like a whisper.
Yeah.
Like it's not
So it's like, I'm like kind of, I'm just saying my train of thought, like mumbling a little. So I don't know that I've ever been in a situation where it's like someone's like, oh my God, you're talking to yourself. But my mom talks to herself fully out loud. And so I'll hear her talking, like she's on the other side of the house, and I'm like, what'd you say? And she's like, I wasn't talking to you.
Yeah.
So
That's how I do it. Now, here's the last one. Do you ever answer yourself out loud? Not in your head, because it's fair to do that.
Yeah.
But do you ever answer yourself out loud?
maybe not answer myself, but like finish thoughts. Like a lot of times.
That's fine then.
Yeah.
If you were answering yourself, there'd be some questions.
I know.
There.
I'm like trying to like a lot of times I'll have fully thought out plans or fully had this whole conversation in my head, and then I'll say something to my boyfriend and he's like, "Where'd that come from?" Or like, "You didn't tell me that." Like I'm saying, "Oh, after that we need to go here." And I'm like, "He's after what? What? I didn't know we had plans," or just stuff like that.
No, that's
But
yeah. It's not that I don't know if that's normal or not. That's exactly what I do. So I'm like, yeah, that's right. That's correct.
We're both the blind leading the blind.
Yes, exactly.
We're both
Well, if you
crazy.
said like, yeah, I'll like talk to myself and then I'll answer myself, I'm like, all right, so you need to be
That's
checked
a
for
little-
multiple personalities.
Yeah,
You
no,
shouldn't be answering
no.
yourself. I talk at full volume to myself. And when I was younger, I did used to act like I was on the phone. Now I'm never gonna see this person again. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, even if I will see this person again, they'll say, "Are you talking to yourself?" I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
I'm talking to myself.
Yeah.
I got a lot to say. No one wants to listen. So that's why I got a podcast now. You gotta listen or
Yeah.
you don't tune in. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So-
You wouldn't be here if you didn't care what we had to say.
That's true. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be here. Anyway, make sure you go to audibletrial.com/MadPropsPod for a 30-day free trial of Audible. You can actually do that for 30 days, and then you get 3 months for $1 if you sign up. So you get the Audible trial for 30 days for free from us, and then just by signing up to audible.com, you'll be getting a 3-month for $1 deal. So that's a good deal to get from Audible there. So definitely go to audibletrial.com/MadPropsPod and get your 30 days free today. Also, make sure you check out Neakasa for all your pet cleaning needs and home cleaning needs. Use code MadPropsPod for a special discount just from us. Make sure you check out schnabelstudios.com for all your video needs that you have there as well. And check us out on social media at MadPropsPod on everything. That's Instagram, that's TikTok, that's Twitter, and all those other good things. Anything you got for the end of the podcast here?
No, not really. Thanks for listening. We didn't have much of a theme. We just kind of talked. So
Go to her social media and start liking and sharing her posts.
yeah, I have pictures from lots of different things.
Lots of different
And I
things.
only have like 60 followers. So
So let's make it 61.
yeah,
Let's make it 61. Go out there and follow on social. And
It's Hannah HANNAH Robertson, but without the first O. So RBERTSON.
you got that? No O.
No O. Just the
No
first
O.
one. There's the second one, just not the first one.
There you
There are
go.
a
No
lot
first
of-
O.
There are a lot of Hannah Robertsons in the world. So,
But none of them without the first O. That's how
Yeah.
you got that one.
Yeah,
You can
that's-
follow
yeah.
me too at Chris.Schnabel on everything.
Mm-hmm.
My TikTok has been crushing lately. I just put out a random 5-second clip. Did
Yeah.
fantastic.
it's a cool perspective. It's the glass with your.
That's not even what it was. It was
Huh?
literally just it was a ball being thrown during practice, and it got like 15,000 views.
Ooh,
So
Very
I guess that's
exciting.
what y'all want. So I'll have to keep doing something like that, I guess. Still trying to find the footing there. And follow us as we continue to post on Mad Props and build up Mad Props. Thank you so much for joining another episode of Mad Props. We'll see you next time. See you later. Bye-bye. Peace out.